Hello readers, and thank you for joining me for another phonics lesson. Today we're going to be looking at lesson number 3 of VCV Multisyllabic words, which are two-syllable words with both open and closed syllables. I do want to point out that I did write VCV two different ways because when you're breaking apart multisyllabic words with the VCV pattern, the break might be after the vowel, making an open syllable, or it might be after the consonant, making a closed syllable. Now, as we get started, as we do with each of these lessons, I always start going over some words that we should know already. This is lesson number 3, and we've gone over these every time. If you haven't seen lessons 1 and 2, I will link to them down below, and you'll be able to access those as well as all of our multisyllabic word lessons. So our first word I want to go over is vowel. We're going to label our vowels with a V today. A vowel is a letter and a voiced speech sound. There are 5 vowels. I know, sometimes why. But the main 5 we have are A, E, I, O, U. Say them with me. A, E, I, O, U. And with a lot of our previous lessons, they've always had this short vowel sound. But with these lessons today, we're going to have both the long vowel and the short vowel. And you're going to have to figure out which one to use. We'll teach you how. Next is a consonant. We're going to label all of our consonants as a C. A C is a letter and a speech sound that can be voiced or unvoiced. Voiced means if you make the sound, you feel a little vibration in your throat. If it's unvoiced, you won't feel a vibration because you're not using that part of your body to make the sound. If a letter isn't a vowel, it's a consonant. So once you know the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, every other letter is a consonant. A syllable is a unit with at least one vowel. All syllables always have a vowel, and it either makes part of a word or it's the whole word, and they always have one vowel at least. Now, multisyllabic, I've already used this word a couple times. You probably already know what it means. A multisyllabic word is a word with more than one syllable. The prefix multi means many. The root syllabic talks about syllables, so multisyllabic would mean many syllables. So if it has more than one, if it has 2 or more, that's many, so it's multisyllabic. So 2, 3, 4, 5 syllables, all multisyllabic. The next 2 ones we're going to look at are the words closed syllable, which is a syllable with a short vowel, and an open syllable, which is a syllable with a long vowel. Now, let's go over what the difference in these are. Let me jump to the top real quick. An open syllable ends with a vowel and makes a long vowel sound. You see, here's an example of an open syllable. Also a whole word, go, ends with the O sound. That's the long sound. So there's nothing behind that O to guard it, protect it, or close it, however your teacher refers to it. But either way, it's open, and it makes the long vowel sound. Now, if I take that same word, go, and I put a T behind it, now it's closed, it's protected, it's guarded at the end. So now instead of saying O, it says ah, the short vowel sound. So a closed syllable ends with a consonant and makes a short vowel sound. It's protected or closed at the end. So instead of goat, it'd be got, got. So go becomes got when it becomes closed. Does that help? I hope so. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to practice breaking apart 4 words. Then we're going to practice some sounds we've already learned and practice some silent blending. Are you ready? Let's get started. Do you remember the first rule? And this has got an R-controlled vowel at the end. I know. We probably should label that differently. We label the vowels. What's next step? We build a bridge. And it looks like these are not quite where they need to be. And I'm going to slide them over because that bothers me more than it should. Okay. What do we put on the bridge? All the consonants. They all got moved over. So we're going to slide those over to make it work. And then the question is, where do I put the line? Where do I do my break? Do I do it in front of the consonant here, which would make an open vowel, k, a, t, Crater. Now that does sound familiar, but let's be careful just in case. Crater. No, I think I like it there better. Crater. You've seen pictures of the moon and it has those deep holes that we call those craters. Okay, and again, what kind of vowels? Good grief. What kind of vowels are those? Syllables. Cray is a open vowel, open syllable because it ends with this. This would be a closed syllable or maybe R controlled. What's the next word? Or what's the next rule? Label the vowels. That's right. Looks like my vowels have scooted over on me. We're going to fix those real quick. So let's go ahead and label our vowels. What would be the next step? Build a bridge. That's right. So I'm going to go ahead and get this moved back over again. For some reason, when I started the slideshow, they moved back. So we're going to fix that because I want to make sure everything is correct for you. We're going to build our bridge from vowel to vowel. This is exactly how I do it. What do I put on the bridge? All the consonants, that's right. And there's only one consonant between those two vowels. So we have our two vowels. We built a bridge, and then we're going to put our consonant labeled. So the next question would be, where do I put the stick? And again, they've all moved over. That's so odd. We're going to slide those back into place to make sure they are correct. So the question is, where do I put this? Do I put it here? Or do I put it here? Let's try here. If I do it here, it's an open syllable. Li, on, mon, limon. That sounds familiar, but I don't think that's how I say it. Let's try it here. Lem, on, lemon, lemon. A lemon is that yellow fruit, and of course this is a closed vowel, and this is a closed vowel. Let's try another one. Where do I put, what do I do first? I label the vowels, that's right. So I'm going to label my O and my A. Once I've labeled my O and my A, what do? I build a bridge. So let's get our O and A labeled correctly again. Let's build our bridge between them. What do I put on the bridge? The consonants, that's right. And there's only one consonant between the O and the A, and that is a C. That is a V. So we're going to label that with a C. And then the question is, where do I put the line again? Again, I got to get all these corrected again. A little technical difficulty, and I apologize. So do I put the line here? Or do I put the line here? Let's figure it out. So let's sound it out. O by itself, can that be a syllable? It actually can. Let's see. O, v, ol. Oval. That sounds familiar. Now it's closed. Oval. Oval. Not oval. I think it's oval, and that is that circle that's kind of shaped like an egg. An oval. Of course, this would be what kind of syllable? Open. And this would be a closed. Very good. Look at our next word. What's step one? Label the vowels, and we have two vowels here. Again, we have an I, we have an A. And what are we going to do with those two? Next step is to do what? Build a bridge. That's right. So we're going to build our bridge. Let's get these in the right spot. And we'll build our bridge, connecting them. Now, once I've built our bridge, what's the next step? What do we do? we put on our consonants. That is right. So we're going to get those back in the right spot again. I've got those labeled correctly, and then I'm going to move this to my below the consonant. So I've labeled everything. What do I do next? Who remembers? That's why I'd have to break it apart. So the question is, where do I break it? Do I break it after the A or before the G or after the G? Let's give it a try. Let's see. If I put it in front of the G, that makes this an open syllable. So it'd be a, may, j, ik, ch, git, jik, magic. I don't think that's a word. Let's try it here. Now this makes this closed. Magic. Magic. Oh, like magic, we just made a new word. All right, again, this would be a closed syllable because it ends with a G. This is closed as well because it ends with a C. Let's go over these sounds that we've learned already. St. Make these sounds with me. Nt. Ter. Nk. Ch. And of course, ed makes three sounds. D. Id. T. U. A. E. Sometimes A. O. R. Or. All right, let's try some silent blending. Again, these are all multisyllabic words. Don't read the word till the whole thing's up. Read with me. Cover. Talent. Topic. Radish. Depot. Pilot. Cubic. Focus. Even. Visit. Baby. Level. How'd you do? I bet it's getting easier every time, and that's the goal. Guys, you're getting great, and you're doing fantastic. I'm so proud of your hard work. Thank you for sticking with me for the whole video. Until next time, happy reading.